All right. So we'll jump into Mountain Plumbing here. So Mountain has a tagline that says "Your design finished." So that's what they're about, is taking the pieces that you need for P-traps or point-of-use faucets or all the different components that you would need, stops, and giving you the multiple finishes that we have available. So you'll see in the catalog on the first page all the different metallic finishes that we have. And most of these finishes in what is going to be category 1 is going to be these from brushed nickel down to Venetian bronze are going to be your category 1, and then category 2 after that. Or group, let me go back. That's not true. So standard finishes, group 1 and group 2. We changed that in this new book. So most of your standard finishes going to be in stock on pretty much all your parts, group 1 and group 2. Inventory is will need to be checked on those, because when we send something out for finishing, let's say we're going to do a black nickel, for example, we don't just send one part to get it finished. So it may not be a stock item in every item, but let's say we did a point-of-use faucet, we're probably going to do 4 to 6 at a time. So if somebody orders one, we do 4 to 6. We put the other, 5 in inventory, so there would be inventory. So you just have to check inventory for group 1 and group 2. Standard finish is pretty much going to be across the board everything. Then you have your plastic finishes, and then your granite finishes, which are going to be like your Blanco type sinks. So then we get into the new items for 2020. And some of these items on the page are not necessarily new, but there are things that we want to highlight, and one of them being our perfect grind disposers. So in our 3/4, or 5/8, 3/4, and 1 1/4, they all carry a lifetime warranty now. And then in your half and 1/4, they're going to be 3-year warranty on those. We're introducing a new tank. I think we have some inventory in now with this, and this is a digital readout. So the older style tank that we had, and we still have, has a dial that you just go between hot and cold. You really don't know what the exact temperature is. With this one, you'll be able to see the readout of the temperature and set it to that setting. It is at a different price point, but a lot of people have been requesting, I want to be able to set it at X temperature and know what that temperature is. And then something that's really exciting and we've had phenomenal success on already are the duet finishes. And this is where we're mixing 4 different finishes together. And I'll click over to this page here so you can see. Let me go back one page. Hold on. Thought I had it going to the right page, but I don't. So we'll come back to that because I want to show you that right page there whenever we get there. But there are 4 different combinations, and I'll show you those. And then the filtration faucets. The filtration faucets are going to be for point of use, which you see here. That is for your point of use faucet, and also to filter prior to your hot tank. So one of the things that you see right here in the top description is prevent scale. One of the biggest things that will kill a hot tank is going to be scaling on the inside of the tank. So even if you're not selling a cold water faucet or a dual faucet where it's cold and hot, you still should try to sell the filter even if it's on a hot tank, because it'll extend the life of that tank. So again, the biggest killer for those things is scale on the inside of the tank. So if we can prevent that scale, then we can extend the life of that tank quite a bit. So first time you would buy the MT 1250 XLs, 1250 gallons, $379. If you compare this between the other major brands on the market, the pricing is relatively the same. One of the things is that Mountain Plumbing gives you a deeper discount than most of those other brands. So we're going to give you, 5 to 10 points more for off the list price than the other brands. But a lot of the other brands are 1,200 gallons or 1,000 gallons. So you have to check that, even though the pricing is the same, we're at 1,250 gallons. And then it takes out all particles, 99.9% of all particles that are half a micron or larger. So if you can Google half a micron, basically that's down to bacteria level. So it does a really good job. And then your replacement filter is here. So it's the same number with the /RFC. And then the two that we introduced, the latest in this example is the 3,000 gallon and the 6,000 gallon. Again, list price is pretty much the same as all the other competitors. And we're pretty much all doing the same things. I think one of the major competitors doesn't list lead as a contaminant that they filter. So ours does do lead, sediment, so on and so forth in both the 3 and the 6,000 gallon. The reason most of the time you're going to sell the 6,000 gallon, that's the most popular seller, but in the 3,000 gallon you'll need that if you have like farmhouse sinks, because they sit lower in the cabinet. There's usually not enough room to do a 6,000 gallon. And these are full flow filters for the actual kitchen faucet, not for the point of use faucet. So that's the difference between the point of use faucet and here is it's full flow. And I have both of these in my house. We use the point of use mostly before for drinking water, but then we noticed we were using quite a bit of that point of use faucet for all of our cooking water. So we added the full flow filter, and to be quite honest with you, I just drink out of it because it tastes just as good as the other one. So those are the ones that we use mostly.